Starting a business means juggling a lot, and not just what customers see. There's operating agreements, compliance filings, and legal paperwork that all make up your business identity. That's a lot to manage on your own. Start your business with Northwest Registered Agent. They help you get more for your business, more privacy, more guidance, and more resources. Northwest has been helping small business owners launch and grow their businesses for nearly 30 years. They're the largest registered agent and LLC service in the U.S., with over 1,500 corporate guides, real people who know your local laws and can help you every step of the way. With Northwest, privacy is automatic. They never sell your data, and they give you free tools like operating agreements, meeting minutes, and thousands of how-to guides. Don't wait. Protect your privacy, build your brand, and get your complete business identity in just 10 clicks and 10 minutes. Visit northwestregisteredagent.com/OFD-free and start building something amazing. Get more with Northwest Registered Agent at northwestregisteredagent.com/OFD-free. This is Optimal Finance Daily, Protecting Your Assets in a Digital World, Part 2 by Darrow Kirkpatrick of CanIRetireYet.com. Number 3, computer glitches. It can be sobering to realize that the vast majority of your wealth doesn't exist in any physical form. It's simply a series of bits on a computer somewhere. The internet cloud. Although all major banks and brokerages have elaborate backup and disaster recovery systems, reality has a way of thwarting the best laid plans. Though the probability is low, one of my biggest security concerns is the potential for a longer lasting computer glitch in the financial services industry. A software bug, hardware failure, or networking issue that damages data and requires days or weeks to recover. As a software engineer for several decades, I've seen just about every kind of hardware and software failure you can imagine. How about a hard drive that malfunctioned whenever the Santa Ana winds blew? Or a floppy disk drive that rejected certain disks because of their color? Or verified tape backups that were unusable when needed? Or computers that booted or not depending on the temperature? Or one that rebooted spontaneously whenever it was touched? Or a major East Coast data center that came within a few hand-carried gallons of generator gasoline of going offline during Hurricane Sandy? It all happened. I'm generally confident that most major financial institutions are capable of surviving and functioning after most imaginable disasters, natural or man-made, given some time. And that's the main issue for us customers. If you need cash to buy gas and groceries or pay bills, you may not be able to wait weeks for an institution to sort out its record-keeping systems in an emergency. That's why the simplest way to protect yourself against computer glitches may be to diversify your assets around at multiple institutions, keeping at least 2 checking accounts and 2 credit cards, and perhaps multiple investment accounts. Although I'm a strong proponent of financial simplicity, I make an exception in this area. I know there are some wise heads who think it unnecessary, but our personal assets are divided among 3 institutions: USAA, Schwab, and Vanguard. So we can function and operate our financial life for quite some time, as long as just one of those institutions is up and running. And number 4, physical disasters. Even if your assets and data are safe at several different financial institutions, there's a certain amount of information you need to maintain for immediate personal access. Birth certificates, passports, insurance contracts, vehicle titles, wills, and passwords are all examples of sensitive and important personal information that you need to manage at or near home. Yet these items are vulnerable to a number of common perils: fire, flood, theft, and loss. In times past, many people kept safe deposit boxes at their local bank for such items. But that's old technology and not necessarily a good fit for managing information in the modern era. Aside from the ongoing cost, you're subject to the bank's rules and timetable for getting access to your documents. Instead, you can employ a dual system of hardened home-based storage plus secure online storage. Sentry offers a wide range of waterproof and fireproof file and media safes that can provide protection for documents, CDs, memory sticks, and USB drives. A few $100s can preserve all the computer data you need, plus a dozen or so physical file folders against most possible disasters at home. Just beware that computer media generally needs a higher level of fire protection than paper, and protection ratings on safes can be confusing, so do your homework carefully. The most reliable way to protect your important documents these days is to convert as many of them as possible to electronic form and save them in the cloud. There are dedicated web services available for just archiving important documents, but I prefer to use large-scale general-purpose storage services such as Dropbox, Amazon S3, or Evernote. If you're concerned about security on these general-purpose services, and some of them have already had notable breaches, then you can combine them with a tool that helps you encrypt documents on your end before uploading to the cloud. Combining the off-site redundancy provided by cloud storage, along with your own choice of encryption technology, gives you a nearly impenetrable shield of protection for your key documents and data. Your valuable assets will be protected from most conceivable avenues of destruction by virtue of being stored remotely and redundantly on the internet cloud. And they will be protected from theft or prying eyes by virtue of the encryption you've applied. Asset protection redefined. If you've worked hard in life, it only makes sense to take some reasonable measures to protect what you've achieved. But those measures and countermeasures are quite different in today's digital world than they were in the past. We've reviewed a number of threats to your wealth in the modern era and what you can do to diffuse and prevent them. Owning a shredder, freezing your credit report, employing longer passwords, using encryption software, diversifying your assets, purchasing a media safe, and storing documents securely on the cloud are just some of the necessary and effective tools at your disposal. You just listened to part 2 of the post titled Protecting Your Assets in a Digital World by Darrow Kirkpatrick of CanIRetireYet.com.
America leads the world in medicine development. It matters. We get new medicines first, nearly 3 years faster. 5 million Americans go to work because we make medicines here at home. And not relying on other countries keeps us safe. But China is racing to overtake us. Will we let them, or will we choose to stay ahead? When America leads, America cures. Let's tell Washington to keep us in the lead.
Learn how at americacures.com. Paid for by Pharma.
Imagine you're a business owner who has to rely on a dozen different software programs to run your company. Each one is expensive, overly complicated, and worst of all, none of them are connected. Now imagine a platform that could tackle all of your business management needs in one place. That platform you're imagining? It's Odoo. Odoo has all the programs you'll ever need, and they're all connected on a single, simple, easy-to-use software, giving you peace of mind that your business is always being taken care of from every angle. Odoo assists in accounting, marketing, inventory, HR, CRM, manufacturing, and everything in between through its user-friendly interface and open source applications. Basically, if your business needs it, Odoo's got it. Odoo sounds pretty amazing, right? So stop wasting your time and money on those expensive disconnected platforms and let Odoo harmonize your business with simple, efficient software that can handle everything for a fraction of the price. It doesn't get much better than that. So what are you waiting for? Discover how Odoo can take your business to the next level by visiting odoo.com. That's ODOO.com. Odoo, modern management made simple. I thought this was a great article on some simple ways you can protect your sensitive information. While I don't own a shredder because I'm pretty adverse to paper in general, if I really needed to, I'd probably shred documents at the library. Freezing credit is super easy, and just recently when I opened a new credit card, I simply put a temporary thaw on my freezes with the 3 credit bureaus. It took about 3 minutes. I just logged in, verified my identity, and scheduled a time frame for a temporary thaw. This was convenient because I didn't have to unfreeze and then remember to go back in and freeze my credit again. I simply use Google Password to generate and store all of my secure passwords, so I only have to remember one that I use for my Google account, and all my documents are stored on my Google Drive. I also make sure to activate 2-factor authentication, but note that there are social engineering scams where hackers convince you they are someone you know, and then when the code gets sent to you as a text, they convince you to give it to them. A great example would be you get a text from what looks like your best friend who says they're locked out of their Facebook account and that they need you to help them get back in. A code is sent to you from Facebook and you give it to your friend. And now the hacker is in your account because the code was actually for your Facebook account, not your friend. Now, could I be doing better when it comes to security? I'm sure I could, but I do feel like I'm probably doing good enough. But that's going to do it for today. Thanks so much for listening, and I'll see you back here tomorrow for more Optimal Finance Daily, where your optimal life awaits.